Okay, so hi, hello, and welcome to another vlog. So today, I am actually doing a little special 24-hour readathon. So timed, I always do timed just because 24 hours is not a lot. And I don't want to read for 24 hours just because that's not possible for me. And I just really like doing timed readathons, just so I can see how much do I read. So I usually do when I listen to an audiobook, I will count the time and everything. But I also see that a lot of the time I will only put up audiobooks. That is what I am doing most of the time when I'm doing 24-hour readathons. You will see me listen to audiobooks after audiobooks after audiobooks, and I want to change that. So for this round, I am only allowed to count my physical books. When I read a physical book, I can count it. If I listen to an audiobook, I can't count it. So these count, audiobooks don't. And that's interesting. That's an interesting thing to do, just because I mostly listen to audiobooks during this. But let's talk about the ones that we have. I really need to get through a lot of these, because these are on my TBR. These are a lot. Let's just say that I need to get better at having a thing going on here where I kind of don't have this many physical books. So we have Shadow of Self, which is the technically 5th Mistborn series. And then we have Famine, which is the 3rd Four Horsemen series. Then we have Grip, which is number 2 in the Grip series. Then we have Reckless, which is the 4th in the Chestnut Spring series. Then we have Wildfire, which is the 2nd one in the... what's this called? I don't know. It's at least the first one is Icebreaker. So kind of the Icebreaker series. It's like wild. I don't remember. So the Maple Hills series. Then we have Chicken Mate, standalone. You and Me on Vacation, standalone. Savor It is a standalone. Love Her or Lose Her is the 2nd one in the Hot and Hammered series. The Cheat Sheet is a standalone, and Silent Waters is the 3rd book in the Element series. So that's the books that I have to choose from. I don't really know what I am going to start with, but we're going to figure out that tomorrow. I just wanted to start it so I kind of can explain what is going on. And let's see how many physical books can I actually get through within 24 hours, because I have never tried this to kind of see. I at least don't think I have tried to basically get through as many books, like physical books, as possible, because I have been trying to do a what's the goal? Just trying to just read, and then I usually end up with audiobooks. So we are doing physical. So I already know that this will take much longer time than it normally would. We are We have 19 hours and 52 minutes left. So it's still quite a while to go. But I finished a book I have read the entirety of You and Me on Vacation, or People We Meet on Vacation. So this one, we're following Poppy and Alex, and basically they met like 12 years ago, and then they are basically starting to go on vacations together. And then you know that 2 years ago, basically everything kind of went wrong, and they haven't spoken to each other in 2 years. And then basically they decide to go on a last summer vacation. And yeah, so yeah, I have to say I bumped this up to 5-star just because I really love it. I clearly really like this, and I just feel like this is such a good friends to lovers like romance. It's like one of the best ones that I feel like I have read. So yeah, that was what I have been doing today. So overall, 4 hours is not actually that bad to finish off the 300-page book. Even though this is a romance, so it's taking like a shorter amount of time than it maybe would have if I were to do anything else. So that was kind of it. I haven't read anything else today, and that's kind of where we are. So yeah, I have been like putting up, I think my next book will be the cheat sheet. I think this is the next one, and then I will probably read The Silent Waters. So this one is going to be emotional because all of her books are that way, but yeah. So let's see how many days this will take me. But if it takes me as long as this one, it will probably take me 6 days with physical reading. But at least I will be motivated to basically read, which is great because I have been really bad at actually doing what I should be doing, which is reading. So yeah, day 1 completed, 4 hours done. Okay, so it's day 2 and we are down to 15 hours and 47 minutes. So yeah, we have read, I'm gonna actually say quite a lot, just because I feel like it's been really good. So we have read how many hours? Like, we haven't read like for full 12 hours yet, but that's just, it's fine. I've been finishing like a book a day. So I finished my second book. I finished the cheat sheet, and this one we're following Bree and Nathan, and basically it's a friends to lovers. So basically they have been friends for a long time, like seven years or something. And basically she's now owning, not owning, but she is basically having this dance studio because she had a car crash and could not basically become a ballerina like she wanted to. And basically she's not able to pay her rent, and basically Nathan, he is a NFL player, and he basically buys this the entire building. And what then happens is that she gets drunk and then confesses to a reporter how much she's in love with him. And basically Nathan's manager figures out that to get some publicity, because people apparently love Brie, basically they decide to fake date. But what's really cute is that they're both extremely in love with each other. They just have never said anything. I'm going to say it's a little bit like that is kind of a little bit like Love Rosie, where both of them are in love with each other, but they just never ever say anything. And I am going to bump this up to a 5-star. I really, really love this. And I know a lot of people think like say she's like they are immature and everything, and yes, at times they definitely are. But I have to say, I kind of feel with Brie, just because I am also that person. I just don't say things. I definitely would not tell my best friend that if I were in love with that person. So, and like I'm gonna say, period. I don't say that. I don't say those things. I need confirmation first, and that's just me, you know. And yes, I shouldn't be like that, but I am like that, and I'm not gonna change. I done that once, and then I got ghosted, so I am never ever doing that again. And that's like, wow, that's like way too many years ago. Let's just say that. So yeah, that was it. I don't know. I think I am going to read this tomorrow, The Silent Waters. This will be emotionally sad, probably, just because I know that Britain's Cherry has a lot of like sad ones, and yeah, I won't read anything more today, so I'm just going to end today here, and yeah. So we are down to like 11 hours and 57 minutes, so 12 hours. So the book that I read today, it took a little bit longer time, but it was a much harsher, like sadder topic. I read The Silent Waters. I said I was going to read this, so yeah. And basically we are following, what's her name again? Brooks and Maggie. And basically, we first meet them when they are 6, and then 10, and then 18, and 28. So we have quite a wide range. And basically, when she's 10, something happens, basically, and she decides to stop speaking. And basically then we have Brooks, who he blames himself for a lot of it, just because he was supposed to meet her and he was late. And basically, yeah. So now what I am going to say is that this incident, it's not rape, it's assault, and she basically witnessed something like horrible. So she basically spent like 18 years without talking, and basically Brooks is trying his best to just stay by her, and it's really sweet. I'm going to give this 5 stars. Definitely check out the trigger warnings, because there are more. I feel like I just have to say that if people have trigger warnings, I just feel like you really should check out the trigger warnings. There are like sites where you can check the trigger warnings here and there, and I know that Storygraph, right, has really good like this trigger warning system, but you also have different pages where you can do that, and I feel like that is such a great thing that, yeah, just because if people have trigger warnings, they definitely should check the trigger warnings before they move on, just because there are trigger warnings in this book, and I want to say that a lot of the ones Brittany C. Cherry makes, like, she writes really sad ones, and yeah, there are definitely trigger warnings that should be checked. So yeah, so it took like, I don't know, 4 hours or something. So yeah, but it was so good. Don't know what I'm going to read tomorrow, but so yeah, definitely check out the trigger warnings. Don't know what I'm going to read tomorrow, but I will figure that out tomorrow. So I have probably like 2 books left. I thought I had three, but this one took a little bit more time than maybe a normal book would. So I don't know. I'll probably read. That one is a little long, so I have 4 options that are like 150 pages or around that. We have Wildfire, we have Checkmate, we have Savor It, and we have Lover or Loser. And I don't really know what I want to read. Okay, so I am 7 hours and 55 minutes left on the clock, so we possibly have like 2-ish books left to read, just because it takes me, I'm gonna say, around 4 hours to finish off the romance books that I have basically decided to read. So I chose to pick up Savor It. This is the shortest one, let's just say that. I have read 2 Tara DeWitt books before. So I have read Funny Feelings and Rootbound, and I have the co-op on my, comes that trolley, yeah, the book card. And now this one is currently her newest one. She will come out with one in, like, is it June? I think it might be June, May, maybe it's May. And I will definitely read it. One thing I have to say that I really like about this, like, Tara DeWitt books, is that at least, like, the books that I have read, they're basically a little bit more grown up. I don't really know how old she is. However, the man in this is old enough to basically have a 15-year-old niece that he takes care of. And the woman, Sage, she is basically old enough to have been in a 5-year relationship. So yeah, it's they're a little older, and I have to say, I mean, I am starting to get a little older. I'm 28 and almost 28. And yeah, so in this one we're following Sage and Fisher, and basically Fisher, she lives in this small town, and basically Fisher, he has been a Michelin cook, chef, but basically he has been struggling just because his sister died, and he's now taking care of his 15-year-old niece. And basically like, his boss decides that he is going to basically take like this summer vacation-ish and help with the new development of the restaurants in this town. And basically there he meets Sage, and yeah, so I really love this. I'm gonna give this 5 stars. It's a little surprising, but kind of not. I have been really loving Tara DeWitt books. I don't know how I will like the co-op, because I think that's her debut. But yeah, I can't wait to read more from this author. I have 1 more book left, and then I'm definitely going to read her next one when that one comes out. So yeah, that's kind of what I have done for today. So I have ones left, like 5 romance books left. Now these are quite long, these 2. So at this point I feel like these are my options. but I don't really know which one I want to read. I can read this one is probably adult because they are definitely grown enough. This one I think is YA, maybe leaning towards new adult, and this is new adult. So I don't know what I will pick, to be completely honest, but I am just going to take it as I'm feeling it, like when I am going to read, like what do I feel like picking up. But I am kind of feeling like I should pick up one of these and then go over to an adult one before I go back to either one of these, just because I feel like new adult are definitely sometimes more angsty than normal, and sometimes I just feel like it can be a little bit too much if I read it back to back to back, you know. So I think that's the plan. Okay, so I look like a mess, let's just say that, but I have 3 hours left on this clock. So we are overall doing, I have to say, really well. So I finished yet another book. I mean, it took a little bit longer than maybe I was expecting. But yeah, I read Check and Mate. And this is about Mallory and Nolan. And they are basically chess. This is about chess. And I have to say, overall, I did love this book. I give it 5 stars. Just because one thing I have to say, it made me interested in chess. I have never understood chess. And never basically, should I call it, cared that much about chess. But I actually like this, which is kind of surprising. Let's just say that. Just because, yeah, I don't really like chess. So, yeah. And basically, in this one, Mallory, she has quit playing chess because something happened in basically her family. And now she don't want to play anymore. However, she does this charity because her friend asked her to. And basically she defeats the top ranking chess player. And that is Nolan. And now he wants to play against her again, but obviously she's quit. So it's, yeah. Surprisingly, I liked it. And yeah, I can't wait to continue on with another book. I think the next one will be this, Lover or Loser, which is his second book in this series. Now, the first one is Fixer Up. This is the Hot and Hammered series, so we are doing this just because I have read this, and this is like a YA / new adult. I kind of want to say they are over 18, so kind of more in the new adult genre. And I will obviously update more tomorrow, and we will do a wrap up probably tomorrow as well. So, okay, so we are done. I have not proved that I have read for 24 hours because my timer went off when I was like 200 pages into this. So I finished this as well. So, yeah. And Lover or Loser was the last one that I finished for this challenge. And in this one, this is the second book in the Hot and Hammered series. So the first one is Fixer Up, and in this one we are following Rosie and Dominic, and they are married. However, after like a long while, Rosie she don't feel loved, so she decides that she's going to take matters into her own hands and just leave because she wants to become like a chef. So she just wants to go her own way. However, Dominic, he don't want this marriage to be over, so he decides to kind of do everything to get it back, like, together. They go to a marriage boot camp, like they go to therapy, and she didn't expect for him to actually be okay with it, but is. So yeah, I actually give this 5 stars. I really loved it. This one made me tear up. Let's just say that. I have to say that one thing I love is when you get both sides of the story, like you know what is going on in both of their heads, because I feel like I get more attached that way when I know what he's thinking, especially like, you know, when you know a little bit what's going in his head, and then you also get to know what's going on in her head and what he thinks about her and she thinks about him, and you know, you just see that there are clearly something he's not that good at communicating as a whole. Well, I also have to say I really like that they have basically like there are different love languages, and one thing that they need to basically be able to get to is actually talk each other's love languages. And I really like that aspect of it, because that is definitely something that a lot of people forget. So yeah, 5 stars. Really loved it. And can I just say, 24 hours, we have read quite a decent chunk of romances. So I have not read anything else rather than romances. So yeah, and it has been really great, actually. So, what have I read? I need to check out kind of what order I read them in. So let's take a look. So, the first one I finished was You and Me on Vacation. And then I finished The Cheat Sheet. Then I finished Silent Waters. Then I finished Savor It. Then I finished Chicken Mate. And then I finished Lover or Loser. And all of them have been 5 stars. So I have made a really good choices in these romances that I have read. And they all will be 5 stars, which has been kind of strange, but kind of not. I definitely feel like these are some of my favorite authors. Emily Henry is someone that I think I've pre-ordered her next book, so I have two books left before I can get to that one. Sarah Adams, I love her When in Rome series, and yeah. And Brittany C. Cherry, I love it when I need a good cry. Tara DeWitt is definitely, I've read 2. Yeah, I think 2, so now 3 of her books. I have really been enjoying them. The only one I need the co-op. That's the only one left. Ella Hazelwood, I read Everyone Except Bride. I think I have read all of her books now. At least that I remember. And then Tessa Bailey is kind of a hit or miss. So yeah, but overall it has been really good. But yeah, I hope you like this vlog, and I will see you next time for another one. Bye!